the folkloric manifestation of evil, an analysis of Sinistrari's Demoniality, Incubi and Succubi. In the rich tapestry of anthropological and theological literature, few texts encapsulate the interplay between folklore, superstition, and the manifestation of evil with the same fervor and depth as Sinistrari di Ameno's Demoniality, Incubi and Succubi. Written in the late 17th century, this work reflects not simply a catalogue of supernatural entities, but serves as a profound commentary on the cultural fears surrounding sexuality, morality, and the inherent darkness within human nature. The author, who was a priest, merges themes of demonology with local folkloric beliefs, providing insight into how these interpretations of the devil and his retinue functioned as tools of psychological and spiritual manipulation. Sinistrari's exploration of incubi and succubi, the male and female demons that haunt the sleeping realm to tempt and siphon energy from their victims, reveals much about the fears prevalent in society regarding sexual transgression and vulnerability. These nocturnal visitations are emblematic of a broader phenomenon where the body is seen as both a site of temptation and a battleground for spiritual warfare. Through his vivid depictions, Sinistrari utilizes these entities to illustrate the fear of losing control over one's body and spirit, a theme prevalent in both religious doctrine and folk tales. Beyond the specific figures of incubi and succubi, Sinistrari's text weaves in various folkloric elements live support structures that both reflect and perpetuate societal fears. He introduces beings like trolls and vampires, entities laden with cultural significance and steeped in superstitious lore. These figures serve not only as narratives of horror, but also as allegories for human depravity and moral failure. Trolls, often depicted as brutish and mindless, can symbolize the baser aspects of human nature, and when considered in parallel with the deceptive charm of incubi and succubi, they underscore a larger commentary on the duality of human existence, the struggle between our innate desires and the societal constraints imposed upon them. In using figures from folklore, Sinistrari crafts a tapestry wherein the fear of supernatural entities is utilized as a means to perpetuate notions of morality and psychological control over individuals. The devil, in this context, becomes a master puppeteer. His threads weave through cultural narratives, instilling fear to maintain order. For instance, the vampire, whose thirst for blood can represent not only physical lust, but also the insatiable hunger for power, echoes societal anxieties surrounding unchecked ambition and moral decay. The vampire's immortality offers another layer of interpretation, suggesting the eternal nature of sin and its capacity to haunt the unrepentant soul. Sinistrari highlights the mechanisms through which these superstitions affect human consciousness. By framing these folkloric horrors within the larger narrative of demonology, he promotes the understanding that the devil's influence often finds its entryway through the unwitting fears and desires of individuals. The pervasive dread of being seduced into a moral abyss by an incubus or succubus is not merely a cautionary tale. It serves as a psychological barrier, one that cultivates an environment of guilt and shame around the natural human desires that the Church sought to repress. In this way, Sinistrari articulates the fragility of the human spirit, suggesting that the mind, often a battlefield for both divine and infernal forces, can succumb to fear as easily as it can strive for sacred enlightenment. In conclusion, Sinistrari di Ameno's Demoniality, Incubi and Succubi emerges not just as a text on supernatural beings, but but as a profound exploration of the ways in which folklore and superstition serve to manifest the fears surrounding human desire and morality. The fluidity of the devil's form, embodied in the guise of trolls, vampires, and lesser-known entities, reflects a cultural dialogue centered on control, shame, and the complexities of human nature. By utilizing these narratives, Sinistrari not only catalogues these spectral occurrences, but also exposes their potential to manipulate the collective psyche, ensuring that the specter of evil remains etched within the hearts and minds of the people. In navigating the intricate interplay of folklore, religious authority, and human desire, Sinistrari paints a haunting portrait of the eternal struggle between good and evil that continues to resonate through the ages.